Sarah Payne, or the girl whose first name is Sarah Evelyn Isabel Payne, is a small child in Horsham, Surrey, England, who was born on October 13, 1991. He is the third child of a couple named Michael and Sarah. They were a harmonious family, but all that changed when the fateful incident happened to Sarah. On Saturday, July 1, 2000, Sarah Payne visited her grandparents' house in Kingstone Gorse, West Sussex, England. Sarah Payne's grandparents' house is near the beach and has a cornfield. On that day, Sarah Payne and her brothers Lee, Luke, Charlotte and their parents walked along the beach. From the beach, Sarah Payne and her three siblings played hide-and-seek in the cornfield. While playing, Sarah Payne was crying because something hit her head, so she chose to go back to her grandparents' house. As a good brother, Lee followed Sarah Payne from behind to accompany her to her grandparents' house. But after halfway, Lee saw a white van passing through the fields, and when he was about to approach his sister Sarah Payne, Lee was confused, looking for his sister who was no longer there. All he saw was the white van that had spun around and through the fields. By the time Lee thought maybe his sister Sarah Payne, he had walked quickly and arrived at his grandparents' house. But when Lee got home, he didn't find his sister there. Until a few moments later, Sarah Payne's parents did a search on the beach and around the cornfield near the house. However, after some time of searching, they decided to report Sarah Payne's disappearance to the local police. Local police and firefighters were called in that same day to find Sarah Payne. But the result, Sarah Payne could not be found. The next day, on Sunday, June 2nd, 50 officers were deployed and assisted by 80 local residents and relatives who were also looking for Sarah Payne. Police suspect Sarah Payne was kidnapped. Sarah Payne's parents then asked the entire community through television channels to be able to tell them if they saw Sarah Payne. They also warned the kidnapper to return Sarah in good health and safe. The search for Sarah is still ongoing and involves the entire UK police force, until on Wednesday, July 5th, the police narrowed the search area because they found evidence that led to a location that was reported to have been the site of an attempted kidnapping on Friday, July 7, 2000. The police reenacted the scene to remind people who might be witnesses to Sarah's disappearance. During a week's search, the police also managed to collect some samples that could be used to match Sarah's DNA. But unfortunately, when the DNA test results came out, none of the samples matched Sarah's DNA. On Saturday, 8 July, the police started using roadblocks and they stopped everyone passing by and asked if they had seen a white van like Lee saw. Until July 10th, local police received a report from Knutsford Service Station, which is 413 kilometers from where Sarah Payne disappeared. The complainant revealed that he saw a daughter who had the same physical characteristics as Sarah Payne. Until the second week since Sarah Payne's disappearance, the police have not received any strong leads or evidence to visit the location of the child. Detective Sean Scott, who worked on Sarah Payne's case, told Sarah's parents that they had to be prepared, because in the worst case Sarah Payne would be found in a bad state. And on July 17th, a farmer found a corpse in his field, with half the body buried in a shallow hole, while the condition of the other half of his body was probably pulled out by the animal in a pathetic state, and was torn apart, and some of his limbs were missing. Some of his hair has disappeared from his head and his body is starting to blend with the wild plants. On the next day, on July 18, 2000, it was confirmed that Sarah Payne had been missing for 17 days. Finally, the police changed the case from kidnapping to murder. On July 20th, the police found one of the small black shoes on the side of the road in a small village called Coolum, which is about 20 minutes from the location where Sarah's body was found. Upon further inspection, they found 2 fibers, one of which was blue cloth which matched the clothes she was wearing. Sarah on the day she disappeared, and another one is a red cloth that is thought to have something to do with the killer in the search for Sarah's murder. The police conducted an investigation that took 1 year to find the culprit. The culprit was Roy Whiting. Initially he was arrested for 22 months by the police for the theft of a car. And when further investigation was carried out, the police found clothes in Roy Whiting's van, which contained several strands of hair. And when examined, one of the hair belongs to Sarah Payne. With this evidence, Roy Whiting was sentenced to life imprisonment. Roy's life sentence in 2010 was reduced to life imprisonment or a minimum of 40 years in prison. In Roy Whiting prison, getting bad treatment from other inmates, so that his face was damaged from being kicked and mistreated. That's the story of the murder of Sarah Payne. Wait for another video and every interesting story. Thank you.